Hi guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm Annalisa and welcome to my channel. Welcome to all the new people. Thank you for all the new subscribers. And this reading today is doing a chakra health checkup. So I'm just going to do a chakra spread and see what's going on and have a look and see if there's any imbalances, where it's looking strong, where there needs to be some work, that kind of stuff. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not in replacement for medical advice. It's kind of fun and just see what resonates. But please follow your own intuition and common sense regarding your health. Okay, thanks. So let's see, we've got 4 groups. Number 1 is the Shadowscapes Tarot, number 2 the Cosmic Tarot, number 3 Morgan Greer Tarot, and number 4 the Fairy Oracle. So tune in, decide what you fancy, and follow the link. Okay, group number 1, thanks for tuning in. Let's see how your body is looking. Let's go this way. We're going from the root, so let's see so you can see. In the root, we've got 5 of Wands, Sacral, we've got Knight of Swords, Solar Plexus, 3 of Swords, Heart Chakra, 5 of Pentacles, Throat Chakra, the Lovers. In your third eye, we've got the 7 of Wands, and your crown, the King of Cups. Okay, so I'll keep these for clarifiers. Let's have a look. So your really strong chakras are in the upper chakras. I would say, you know, your throat chakra is very open. You may be like actually a communicative person, and that you speak a lot, or you speak very well, or you communicate well with others, because this is all forms of communication. So it can be expression, it can be not being afraid to kind of just stand out, stand in your light, and to also like telepathic communication and other areas like that. So the throat's looking good, and the crown, we've got the King of Cups, so you likely have an open crown. You may be someone very psychic, you may receive messages, or you have the potential to, if you don't already. You have strong intuition, strong upper chakras. Your third eye, I would say at the moment, I feel, my feeling is that actually it's very open as well. Because of these two, I feel you have a strength here, but at the moment there's some kind of battle going on. You're kind of defending it, you're blocking it. It's like maybe, this may be conscious or unconscious, but there may have been some kind of felt under psychic attack. You may have felt invaded from your third eye, like just receiving information you didn't want or you didn't like, and you've actually shut it down deliberately. It's supposed to be open, and it is actually quite a strong chakra with the little cubs here that this fox is defending. You see, it's like there's all this potential there, but you've deliberately shut it down, I would say, whether that's conscious or unconscious. If you didn't see my thing at the beginning, this is for entertainment purposes only, so don't replace this for any medical advice. Okay. So third eye. Let's see. It's similar with your heart chakra. You know, to your third eye. Your heart chakra is absolutely beautiful. It's like this stunning crystal glass window. It's got this beautiful dragon, it's got these beautiful stars, it's very grounded, very open, very compassionate person. But you, I would say emotionally at the moment, are shut down, or I would say you're over emotional, so it's almost like you're very, very sensitive to things at the moment, and you don't see or you don't realize that actually what you're going through is a transformation. So the reason you have very strong emotions is because you have such a big, powerful heart chakra. Okay, so it's blossoming and opening and expanding, and that's why you've got intense emotions. Your solar plexus. So it's interesting because I feel similar to your third eye. There's this defensiveness in your solar plexus. I feel like you've been attacked there. This is to do with your will. And I just have this feeling like you may have, there may be, this isn't going to be for everyone, okay? This is a specific message for someone. You have been under attack psychically by someone or some organization or something that is draining you and draining you of your will. Your will has been bent or manipulated, okay? So this, whoever it is or whatever it is can be doing it unconsciously or consciously, but I just have a sense like there's this kind of fight. And also your root chakra with the 5 of Wands. With your root, right? Your root is about your home, about your connection to the earth. It's connected to your genitals, to your base, you know, your vitality in its rawest sense. And with that and your will being kind of pierced, like your will has been wounded and you're fighting in your roots. Okay, this is a very specific message, but I feel like there is some like sex magic, okay, is what I'm getting from that. It's really random. It's not what I was expecting to come up with in a chakra reading, but I'm getting that message that there's some of you or someone who is under the influence of sex magic. Okay, just putting it out there. Okay, otherwise, if that's not you, just generally, that your will is, you maybe have been disappointed. You may have been, felt like what you wanted to do or achieve or be has been wounded, and you are feeling that pain. And I would say that's also affecting your heart. It's like this, your desire for something has been kind of pierced, and so both your heart and your solar plexus are kind of grieving. I want to say there's this like grief. In terms of your sacral chakra, we've got the Knight of Wands. Knight of Swords. So I feel, again, there's something going on in your sacral chakra that is not healthy energy. It's kind of unbalanced. I want to say it's a bit undernourished. It's kind of a bit cold. It's a little bit empty. It's like the sacral chakra needs to be full of energy and full of vitality, because that's our life force for acting in the daily world. And you may feel drained, you may feel very tired, and you need to re-energize your sacral chakra. If you're very, very tired, just hot compresses and breathing deeply into your sacral is going to be really powerful for you. And then otherwise some strengthening, like core strengthening exercises are going to then help if you've got a bit more energy to strengthen up your core again. And with your root, I feel like you have a sense of disconnect to your idea of home, your idea of where you belong, and to your and to the earth. Maybe you feel a little bit disconnected from the planet, even the ground. You may be someone who, you know, a very, very psychic, intuitive, powerfully minded person, but you would rather be in your head, you'd rather be in your mind, in your thoughts, than in your body, because in your body it feels quite painful at the moment. It feels like there's a lot going on. Emotionally, I would say there's two things. There's something emotional going on that you're dealing with that's quite painful, and then there is some kind of influence that is like you're having to kind of defend yourself, or you're under the influence of, you know, there's some kind of battle there that, you know, it sounds a little bit negative, but I don't think that you are always like this. You know, I feel like you're just going through something at the moment, and you're being affected on many levels internally in your body, in your chakra system, and I just want you to be aware that I just feel like you really need to just rest and heal and look after yourself. I made another video today about daily rituals that could help you. So pick a card reading for daily rituals. So I'm not quite sure when I'll put them both out, but it will be up on my channel either already or it'll come out in a few days. I have an intuitive message as to when the videos come out, so it will come out maybe even the same day. I don't know, but they. There is definitely a need for you to do some healing, and to maybe seek out someone else to help you as well, help you to clear out any unwanted influence within you, and to help you hold and feel your emotion and purify and ground your body. Okay, let me see just a couple of advice cards. Yeah, grounding. The main thing you need is grounding. And I also feel maybe you need to allow... Yeah, you're really entangled at the moment with this Eight of Swords. Can you see this bird is like completely entangled with these like, what are they called? Tangled. Can't think of the word. Like this plant is like wrapped around it, and all these swords, it's like completely contained by it. But there's this vision, there's this hope, there's this hummingbird here, and it's like it's like you can't get to your own light because you're so entangled. So I really feel that you need someone else to help you with some healing. So whether that's a friend, you know, you can do an exchange with, if you know someone who does that, or just some videos, you know, on YouTube, whatever you feel guided that you needed, just some meditation or some particular chakra healing or whatever it is, sound meditation maybe, something like that you can listen to and that you can rebalance and re-energize, because I really feel like you need some strong, this grounding. Pentacles is this earth energy, Page of Pentacles. It's like you need a new connection. You need to redevelop your connection to the earth. Other thing is nature, okay? Going out in nature, connecting to the elements is going to be really, really good for you and very healing for you, especially if you can do meditation or breathing exercises, or just like sleeping on the ground or walking barefoot on the earth. That kind of thing is going to be really, really helpful for you. Okay, that's my advice for you, group number one. I hope that helped. Please let me know below. And if this resonated, remember, please keep following your own medical advice, whatever that is. But yeah, there's If you're worried about a physical condition in any of those, that's not my expertise. Please seek out professional advice. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, group number 2, thank you for tuning in. Let's see how your chakra's looking. We're going from the root up to the crown. I'm just focusing on the 7 main chakras today. There are many, we know, but the 7 main ones, and I am, if you didn't see at the beginning, don't replace this for any medical advice. Okay, so, root, King of Cups, sacral, 9 of Swords, solar plexus, Prince of Pentacles, in your heart, the 3 of Wands, throat, Prince of Wands, third eye, Ace of Pentacles, and in your crown, the Queen of Swords. Okay, this looks like a fairly, like generally, you look fairly balanced. It's not, there's nothing really, the only one is the sacral chakra that's, you know, presenting as very challenged. You can't really see these, can you? And there's a few little things, but it's not like, generally it looks pretty good. So, let's see. Let's go from the root up. In the root you have the King of Cups. My feeling with this is you do need to ground more. Your root chakra, I feel, is a bit loose, okay? I feel like you may lose energy very easily. Actually, that makes sense because in your sacral we've got the 9 of Swords. I feel like your sacral chakra, your second chakra, is a bit empty. It's a bit cold. It doesn't have strength and vitality in it. And the second chakra needs to have lots of power. If you think of the colours of these, it's like red and orange. It's like this very energized, powerful, lots of heat, lots of vitality within them. And you're kind of ungrounded, essentially. So and that's what's going to help you is I feel that any energy you are getting into your sacral is being lost through your root chakra. So it's like your root chakra is, rather than holding the energy in, it's like a bit open. It's like, sorry, it's a bit gross. It's a bit like diarrhea, you know, it's that kind of like, it like just comes out. You may be experiencing physical symptoms like that, or the opposite, constipation, you know. But energetically, it's like too much is being lost. So I'm not a medical advisor. I can just tell you from my own experience what I know. But you can do exercises that might be really good for you. It's like when you clenching your anus, clenching your buttocks, and holding it in, or pelvic floor exercises as well, where you're holding it in for men or women. Like if you have a loose root, then those kind of exercises are going to help you both hold in the energy and generate the heat for your sacral, okay? In terms of your solar plexus, I love it because the solar plexus is about will, and you've got the Prince of Pentacles, which is this very solid, determined, slow moving but practical person. So I feel like your solar plexus is quite strong. If anything, you know, you're a little bit stubborn to get moving on things. You may be a bit kind of like very determined, but very kind of set, like this is how I do things, this is what I like. So that feels fairly healthy, you know. If anything, you're a little bit too solid, too stubborn, but generally it's pretty good. In your heart, we've got the 3 of Wands, so I feel your heart's pretty open. It's you have a little bit of fire that comes up because you have the Prince of Wands in your throat chakra, and ideally there should be a cooler energy. So instead of fire energy, it should be like more cup energy. So I feel like your heart's kind of quite open, I would say, and has quite a good flow, but it's allowing quite a lot of heat to come up to your throat chakra. So it may be that you you may express things a bit kind of impulsively, maybe a little bit more. You may get angry easily, that kind of thing. And it's just because I feel you've got a very open heart, and you just need to cool it back down again, cool down your throat. So what I feel with that is it's about bringing that heat down your body to ground it more in the lower chakras. And in order to do that, I feel like some kind of physical activity is going to be good for you. Something like even something like walking, something using your lower body, your legs, anything like things like squats, maybe like martial arts like taekwondo, which use a lot of kicking, something like that, or I think yoga is good for you guys, and anything else. Yeah, anything that is kind of consciously engaging you with your body. So when you're doing these things, it's about connecting to your body and to your breath. So even just like walking out in nature, walking up hills, hill walking could be really good for you. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just doing something to kind of cool it down, because it's not a huge thing, but I do feel it is coming up a little bit more than you probably would like. So you can bring it down, balance it down. Your third eye. This is interesting. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm just going to jump to your crown. I feel your crown is very open. Your crown is quite clear, and it's ideal. Sword energy is ideal in your crown, so that's really cool. It's just like very like clear and open, and that air energy, like bright. I feel like maybe something's going on with your third eye. I actually feel like you may be you may have some kind of awakening. Either you've just been going through it or you're coming into it. There's going to be some kind of opening in your third eye, which is going to bring in some kind of physical gift, like practical gift that you can use. So it may be you're going to be able to connect more clearly with guides, or a new guide is coming in if you already connect with them, or some ability like telepathy, card reading, dreams. You may have the ability to lucid dream and to work with your dreams. Something is like either developing or coming in, and it's like a gift, a practical physical gift that's happening for you. Okay, I think that's it. So it's like it's generally it's looking pretty good. There's like some little things, and maybe it sounds like there's a lot of things, but actually it's like pretty good. To get all your chakras in alignment all the time is pretty hard. So I think that's looking good. In terms of just some general advice. So yeah, what would be good for you is the main energies in your body are like a strong earth, strong fire, and you've got strong air, but you haven't got so much water element, or the water you do have is kind of in your root. So in your heart, throat chakra, we want some more water energy. So what I'm actually just getting that you need to drink more water. Actually, that's going to help your whole chakra system, just drinking more water or fluids, generally. Even eating like good juicy fruits is going to bring in more liquid into your body. and it's important for you to do water rituals like salt baths and swimming in the sea, and maybe sweating, doing something sweating like infrared saunas are very good for purifying your energy field and rebalancing your chakras. Yeah, steam as well, steam rooms. So maybe you have your own ideas as well, but something connecting with water is going to really help you balance your chakras generally. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that was helpful. Please let me know below how that resonated or any observations, whatever you want, and give me a thumbs up if you like my video, and subscribe. Hit the bell button if you want to see my future videos. Hi, group number 3. Thank you for tuning in. If you didn't see at the beginning, this does not replace medical advice, okay? Just listen to your own intuition and common sense and seek out advice from a doctor or something if you have any health concerns, okay? So this is an energetic reading, so I'm more looking at the energy rather than the physical conditions, okay? All right, in your root, 6 of Wands. I'm going to put it this way up so I can read it. In your sacral, the Magician, solar plexus, Ace of Wands, heart, King of Cups. In your throat, Strength. In your third eye, 9 of Cups. And in your crown, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this is pretty interesting and great. So, beautiful. You've got some really beautiful strong chakras in your system. What really stands out for me is King of Cups in your heart. I mean, it's like, for me, Cups is the heart energy, and you've got the King. It's just like a very, very powerful heart chakra. So you're someone who is very empathic, very balanced in your emotions, able to express them, able to work with them, able to put them away if they need to be. You're just very, you're very aware of working with your heart, and that's a real power and strength. I feel like you have some processes going on. So I feel your solar plexus also is pretty healthy. I feel like it's got a new injection of vitality recently. It's like you're acting more on what you really want and what you really desire in life. It's kind of quite inspired, and I feel, you know, fairly healthy in terms of that willpower. I feel like you, in your roots, you've got the 6 of Wands. You may be quite a sexual person. You may have quite a lot of passion and desire for sexuality, and you may be craving it a little bit, or either craving it or overindulging a little. I say that lightly because, you know, you know basically what's going on with your sexuality more than me. But I would say I just want you to bring your attention to it, that may be a little bit overactive, and sexual activity is, you know, awesome, but just being aware that you can, what do I want to say? I just feel, what I'm feeling is your root chakra is a bit hot, and it may need just a little bit of purification and clearing. So it may just be like some salt baths, or if you're a woman, yoni steaming, something like that, just purifying your root chakra. So not necessarily that you need to stop, you know, I'm not saying you need to stop having sex or anything like that, like that's your choice, but it's just balancing it, like keeping it clear and pure energetically, so you're not taking things on too much, okay? just keep that in mind. It's not like a big thing, it's just a little thing, really. In your sacral, we've got the Magician. If you're female watching this, you may be pregnant, I'm feeling. There may be some magic going on in your sacral area. Or you're trying for a baby, in which case, that's why there's a lot of passion in this area. I feel like you've got the power at the moment to create. It's pretty strong. You're going through a kind of some kind of transformation in your sacral chakra, where you're feeling empowered. All your lower chakras are feeling quite passionate and quite strong. Excuse me. I would say that you do need to ground a little bit. You do need to connect with the earth, and just it can just be connecting with nature, like being out in nature, barefoot on the ground, breathing in the fresh air, that kind of thing. I'm looking out here because I'm looking at nature out the window. So connecting with that earthy energy, and I feel there may be for some of you just being aware, or you may be starting to make changes in terms of your like what you're eating. Like I'm thinking of your digestive health. Like there may be like a really balanced diet. You may be starting to change your diet or implement things in your diet, and that's really powerful and really working, just to let you know. Dor thinks so too. So yeah, there's something you're doing there that's really good. In your throat chakra, so you have a transformation going through your throat chakra. It's going through a process of potentially opening or balancing. So this may be you are learning to express yourself more. You're learning to speak up, to be seen, be open with your experiences, because generally you've got really strong chakras. I feel you're a very strong aligned person, because it's so to get everything perfect, it's like it's not going to happen overnight. So you've already done a lot of work. You're already very balanced, and now it's like it feels like this confidence, like you've got this kind of lower confidence, and it's like you've you've gained this power. I'm finding it hard to speak. I think it's this thing. It's like you're starting to open your throat so you can express yourself, so you can speak, and you're gaining strength in that. It's really hard. I'm finding it so hard to speak. You may have really suppressed your voice in the past, but know that you are in this transformation process where it's completely coming into its own power, and it's gonna like blow. Your third eye, it's very beautiful. We've got the Nine of Cups. This is the card of wish fulfillment. So I feel like there's something very like you feel very happy in your third eye. I feel like it's really awake. It's really it's like exactly what you want. I feel like you've either things are opening or clearing just how you want, or you've reconnected or something. It's like something really beautiful is opening and is very happy, and you're very content in your crown, in your third eye. And I would say it's like, because of the cups, you're very strong in the heart with the cups. It's like they've connected somehow. I feel like they're two major chakras. I would, my kind of intention when I was planning this reading was that I would see sword energy in the upper chakras, but I'm feeling very peaceful and happy with the cups there, because I feel like it's, you've connected to your emotion and your psychic ability. So it may be you are feeling a lot more emotion. You're feeling emotion through your third eye, I want to say. It's like it's like empathy, but it's not. I'm not quite sure what it is, to be honest. But it's like you can perceive feeling. Maybe to do with auras. Maybe you're connecting with auras, and so you can kind of, and that connects to your heart. Like somehow it's like there's this integration. It's really nice. I'm just feeling like you can see my aura right now. Some of you, this might be a very specific person I'm connecting with, but it's like I'm just feeling that. Then with your crown, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. I like to see pentacles in the root generally rather than the crown. It's like a bit slow, you know. It's moving forward, but slowly. That's this guy. That's what he shows up as. And so it's like, I feel it's a bit of both, you know, because he's holding a, I know it's not a sword, it's like a lance or something else, right? But it's, I think it maybe got shut down, you know, for a while. It's maybe, it's just been like suppressed or squashed or blocked, even like shielded, like protecting yourself. Maybe you've been uncertain about connecting or opening your crown. You've had some worries about it and you're a bit defensive about it. But yeah. So I feel like it would be good to work with that one. You know, you're working with your throat already, communication, your crown as well. It's like your crown's not in this huge process, it's the throat is the main one, so maybe you're kind of focusing on your throat at the moment, but your crown is it's, what is it? Yeah, just a bit blocked, I feel. There might be some blockages there. So for you, this particular group, it feels like your lower chakras are kind of pretty balanced, and it's the upper ones to focus on yeah, like using your kind of skills here, balancing them. Maybe it's a bit too emotional. I think you're enjoying the emotion, to be honest, but just being, I don't know, being aware of that, and opening your throat to allow this communication, and then your crown as well, doing some meditations for your crown. Let me see if there's any advice cards want to give you. Okay. Okay, and we've got the Tower, the Ten of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. I think, you know, I want to say, don't be afraid to open up your chakras. Don't be afraid to open up your throat and your crown. I think you kind of, it's felt like a burden. It's felt like maybe you have these psychic abilities and they've felt like too much to hold, too much to work with. It's just being overbearing. But the thing is, if you allow them to break down, if you allow them to open, it's like this passion comes through, this connection, this communication. You're gonna like have this whole new experience, a whole new way of connecting. You're going to be able to share your passion when you open them up. It's going to bring in a lot of information. There's a lot of information that wants to come in, and I feel like Spirit's like knocking at the door, like, hello, I want to come in, like, get this, and like share it. It's like it really wants to come through and express something. So it may be channeling, you know, you may be a channel and Spirit wants to work with you and to channel through you. So don't be afraid to let things break down, or if you have things in your life at the moment that are breaking down, don't be afraid of it, because it's divine. You know, if you don't do it yourself, basically, what Spirit is saying, if you don't do it, we're going to do it. Okay? So, not to freak you out, but they're going to come in and help you out. Okay? So, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my video, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. And I look forward to speaking to you another time. Hi guys, group number 4, thank you for tuning in. If you missed it at the beginning, this is not a replacement for medical advice, okay? So please listen to your intuition and your common sense, and this is an energetic reading of your chakras. I'm glad you tuned into this group. I had a very clear process of how I was going to work with the tarot in terms of this, but with the Fairy Oracle, I'm going to be reading very intuitively. So I love working with these cards and seeing what they come with. So let's see what they come up with. So at your root, we have the Bright Mother. In your sacral chakra, the Death card, or just Death. Solar plexus, Ecstasis. In your heart, the Maiden. Oh, that's so cute. In your throat, the Singer of Healing. In your third eye, Heave the Fiery Sword. And in your crown, the Glancona. Okay. Can't see them, can you? Does that work? Just about. I will show you the cards close up as I speak about them. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So in your root, we have the Bright Mother. I like this as a root card because we're basically looking right at the root chakra right now. It feels very grounded. I feel like you're someone who's very connected to themselves. You know, a healthy root chakra, you've got a sense of self, you've got a sense of being at home in your body, at home with who you are. And I want to say, I feel like you appreciate, you know, your physical body, the physical bodies of others. You just feel kind of connected in that sense. And I feel like you just feel at home on earth. You know, the root chakra is the one that connects directly with Gaia, who's, you know, the mother. And this is the Bright Mother, so it's like a very nice balanced feeling with the earth, with your body. It's really lovely. In your sacral, we've got the Death card. My feeling is that there's some kind of transformative process that's going on. This doesn't mean your chakra is dead, but it's a bit empty, okay? With this, you know, it's just the colour that I'm looking at. It's kind of grey, and the sacral chakra should be this like red. So it's like lacking in vitality. It's lacking in that life force. You may feel very, very tired. Very tired. And you may feel... you feel like you're running on empty, essentially. And I'm just... Sorry, I just saw the Bright Mother, and something else that came... like jumped in my mind then was you've got a healthy connection to your sexuality as well. in a really balanced way, in like a really good way, healthy sexuality. Okay. Your sacral is just empty. You're just tired, you know. I just feel that you're tired. All your other okay, except there's something going on with the crown. all your chakras, other chakras, are looking really healthy, but it's the crown and the sacral that need your attention, essentially. And with the sacral, it needs some energy, it needs some life in it. So you can look into that, into how to balance your sacral chakra. With the sacral chakra, my feeling is actually physically working with it is one of the best ways. You can do meditations and things, but to actually get that energy, it's like you physically want to create that vitality in your body, in that chakra. So things like so if you're really exhausted, like you've got, you could have chronic fatigue or something like that, putting heat packs, hot water bottle or heat on your sacral and absorbing that, like the hot stones, that kind of thing. Getting massage in your abdominal area to purify and release any tension. You may have physical symptoms here. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a medic, but I'm just sharing what I've picked up on myself over the years. So just take it if it resonates. But you may be having symptoms like constipation or diarrhea or digestion problems with your digestive tract or your womb space if you're a female. And what it is, for example, if you're trying for a baby and you're struggling, this is not for everyone, this is someone very specific. If you're trying for a baby and you're struggling, it's because you need some heat and vitality in your sacral chakra, okay? So heat packs are a good way to start. Breathing, belly breathing, deep breathing into your belly, into your abdomen is going to bring in focus and vitality. So if you think where you place your attention is where you send your energy. So if you focus into your sacral, bring your mind there, you're going to bring energy in. So just breathing there is going to bring energy and vitality into your sacral. And then things like core work. So things where you're going to generate heat and strength in your core. So things like sit-ups are going to be good. Plank posture. You may not like physical activity, but anything that uses your lower body. Walking, lots of walking or hill walking, squats, these kind of things. But the main thing is bringing your focus there and also healing any issues to do with your womb and with your own connection to your mother, I want to say. I've got the bright mother here, but there's something about connecting with that, like past issues with your mother. Again, this might be for someone very specific. I'm just reading very intuitively. What's the thing I was going to say? Sexual de-armoring. I don't know the process for men. Sorry, you'll have to look that up. But for women, internal massage, using a crystal wand, using yoni eggs, yoni steams, that kind of stuff. Healing and purifying, detoxifying your internal womb space then allows for new energy to come in, but there's something that maybe needs to be released or purified in that space, okay? In your solar plexus, this is like very powerful. Your solar plexus and your third eye, very, very powerful. You're very intuitive and you've got very strong willpower, very strong ability to impact in life with the solar plexus. And with the He of the Fiery Sword in your third eye, you've got a very piercing vision, very clear. You can like cut through to things in a mental place. So you may be very psychic or intuitive, or you may have just like insight. You may be able to see the future, and because you have such strong willpower and very strong mind, you're kind of like a magician in that sense, because you can create from your mind very, very strongly. But I do have a caution for you. Because we have the glaucoma in your crown, I feel like that you have, you need to purify your crown, because you have very, very strong manifesting abilities, but what you're manifesting is a little bit, may not be of the highest intent, okay? You may not be acting from the purest place with your intention. So for example, you can use magic and spells, but you may not be using them for the highest good of everyone. And you need to check with yourself, is this for the best of everyone? I feel like I might be speaking to someone specific, or this is a very specific group. If it doesn't resonate, please let it go. But I feel for some of you that it's actually, there is some deliberate negative intent behind some of your mind processes, okay? It may not be deliberate, it may be naive, okay? Because we do have the maiden in your heart. This is very cute and very sweet. I feel like your heart, it feels very vulnerable, very, very vulnerable. And you may have been through a big transformation in your heart recently, and it's kind of like reopened, but it's still very young and has the potential to be, I'm sorry if these words are a bit harsh, it's just what's coming through. Please, like, let it go if it doesn't resonate. But maybe the tendency for it to be a bit immature in your heart, okay? And with this in your crown, it's just, you have to be really careful with what you're manifesting, mainly because if there is something like this going on, if this resonates, if it doesn't, as I said, let it go. If it does resonate, if you're creating things from this kind of energy, if you look at this one, it's not a nice character, it's basically a narcissist, okay? I'm not saying you are, but there may be this kind of influence. If it doesn't feel like you could be being influenced by an entity or other being that is using you, okay? Because you've got a slight naivety. You have a lot of strength and power, but you have a little bit of naivety. Is that a word? Naivety? I think like nativity. Naivety, nativity. Anyway, there is, you have to be very careful, because if you're being used for something, then it can negatively come back at you. And even if you're not, if you're consciously using things that you may not feel they're particularly bad, they're not particularly wrong, you may feel justified in what you're doing. But the thing is, it's going to come back round, okay? Whatever you put out, if it's not from a really pure, aligned heart space, then ultimately it just comes back to you like threefold, tenfold, okay? And it's so, this isn't for everyone, but there is someone I want to caution, please be aware of what you're doing and what you're putting out, because it can have a very damaging effect. Yes, to other people, but ultimately to yourself, okay? So please be aware of that. In terms of your, okay, that message aside, that was something that really just like came through, okay, like, carry on. Your heart space, the maiden, so yeah, this is for everyone, this process. You have been through this huge heart opening, heart awakening, and it has brought this sweetness and this cuteness and this new place of being, and it's evolved and it's evolving into something very, very beautiful. You know, it's like a kind of butterfly is just coming out, but it's a baby still. So your heart basically is on the verge of kind of really growing, but it very much needs nurturing and looking after, because you're very small and you need protecting. In your throat chakra, we've got the singer of healing, and this is really beautiful. You know, healing, essentially, it's like something is being healed, being rebalanced, being nourished, being purified in your throat, so that you can speak purely and clearly. It may, balancing. So it may be that you are learning to either to step up and speak out more, or to speak less, or manage your words, your expressions in a more healthy way. And it feels it's connected to your heart. It's like you've had a whole heart and throat learning spiritual transformation or experience recently, and they're working together. They're very closely connected, the throat and the heart. So it's like this new way of feeling and expressing yourself. It's very powerful. And then I mentioned about your third eye, very, very strong and clear. For your crown, that there is something that you need to purify in your crown, okay, for everyone. It may not be so intense as, like I had that message earlier, was very, very intense, had to come through. But generally for all of you, I feel like you need to just do some clearing and cleansing in your crown, because you're very open and vulnerable. You're vulnerable to non-pure light beings who may want to influence you, okay? Because you've got this very strong connection. You need to be really careful who you're connecting with. Be really careful of who your guides are. And if there is something that feels uncomfortable around you, you may need to get some help or support in clearing it. You may be able to do it yourself, but I feel because you're in this vulnerable heart space, you may need a professional medium or spiritual worker of some kind to help you make sure that you are not being negatively influenced by entities or other beings. And to purify your connection to the source. So every day doing a purification ritual for your crown. For your whole chakras would be ideal. So grounding one, so the very basic meditation, roots growing out from your feet down into the earth, wrapping around the core of Gaia, the soul light over the center of the earth of Gaia, coming back up through your chakras, bringing light up, light through all your chakras, and then shooting out to the galactic sun, or the sun, and wrapping around the source of light, wrapping around and bringing it back down, purifying down. And as it comes up, when you feel it coming up through your chakras, feel that light like bursting, like an explosion, and it just will not let anything negative come in then. Really purifying and clearing it, okay? And then bringing it back down so you're completely grounded and connected. You may want to use spiritual protection, calling in someone like Archangel Michael to put in like energy bubbles, that kind of stuff for you, okay? So, yeah, that's what I have for you. Let me see if there's any more advice that the cards want to bring through. The Piper. So, you're very telepathic and intuitive. And this is, your huge strength, that you have this very powerful mind, and you just need to be aware that how important it is that it stays straight and narrow, because when you have a very powerful mind, you can easily, if your other chakras aren't so strong, you can very easily be led into a strong mind space, because our culture is very mind orientated, and a lot of the information that's out there is not healthy, and so you can absorb it very easily. So it's so important for you to look after and purify your mind. Okay? All right. I hope that resonated. I also, I'm just getting the sense of the Bright Mother and the Root as well, that there is a potential for you to be pregnant as well. It would normally be in the sacral place, but it's in the root close by, and I just feel like it's nudging me that you may be pregnant, and you may be, if you're worried when I got the death card, don't be, because death is about transformation and change. So if you are pregnant, then it can be that the pregnancy is creating a transformation process within you, okay? That is maybe bringing up and purifying these kind of things. Because we've got the maiden in your heart as well. It's like you're connecting to your baby in your heart chakra, which is a very new thing as well. Okay, so that might be a specific message for someone as well. Don't worry about the death card in terms of death. It's a symbol of transformation and change, which is exactly what a baby is and pregnancy is. So enjoy the process. Okay, have fun, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my video and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to speaking to you again another time.